the true meaning of the cross. Good morning, everyone. Today we delve into the real meaning of the cross, challenging some traditional interpretations. We'll explore how the concept of original sin has influenced Christian doctrine and re-examine Jesus' death not as a sacrifice for inherent sin, but as a powerful demonstration of divine love and a call to transform our understanding of God and humanity's relationship with the divine. This presentation will offer a fresh perspective based on the teachings found within the text. Refuting the doctrine of original sin. The idea of original sin, suggesting that we inherit guilt from Adam and Eve, is identified as a fundamental misconception. The notion that God would hold humanity accountable for the sins of distant ancestors contradicts Jesus' teachings of a loving Father. This concept, largely introduced by Paul, has obscured Jesus' message of spiritual awakening with a doctrine of atonement through sacrifice. Jesus' awareness and acceptance. Jesus recognized early on that his vision of a spiritual kingdom would clash with the Hebrew expectation of a Messiah who would deliver them from Roman oppression. He also foresaw rejection from his family and community. Despite this, he remained steadfast in his message, embracing his fate and respecting the free will of those who ultimately led to his crucifixion. His death was not intended as a sacrifice for sin. The true nature of sin. Jesus' death wasn't an atonement for humanity's collective guilt. We do not bear a racial burden of sin before God. Instead, guilt is personal, a matter of individual transgression and conscious rebellion against the divine will. Understanding this distinction is crucial to grasping the true significance of Jesus' teachings and his sacrifice. Dispelling misleading teachings. The idea that humanity started perfect and fell into depravity is a misunderstanding. We are not inherently evil, though we have the potential for it. Divine sonship isn't contingent on escaping some mystical separation from God. It's a distortion to portray God as a stern figure whose mercy was conditional on his Son's suffering. These notions obscure the true nature of God's love. The impact of Paul's doctrine. Paul's doctrine of original sin, inherited guilt, and the necessity of redemption is partly derived from Mithraic beliefs and doesn't align well with Hebrew theology or Jesus' teachings. Some aspects of Paul's teachings on atonement were his own innovations. While establishing a new Christian sect, Paul's emphasis on blood and sacrifice, though intended to end human sacrifice, inadvertently introduced complicating factors. The trial in Gethsemane. As Jesus faced his final trial, he experienced the full weight of human emotions. The text suggests the sheer depth of his anguish and the immense sorrow he endured. Yet, he ultimately resolved to accept the unfolding events, refusing to use his divine power to intervene. This highlights his complete submission to the divine will and his profound humanity. The final moments. The separation from his apostles weighed heavily on Jesus, amplifying the pain of his impending death. Despite his inner turmoil, he regained composure before his arrest. On the cross, even as his consciousness faded, he recited verses from the Hebrew Scriptures. His final words reflected his unwavering faith and surrender to the Father. The true significance of the cross. Jesus' death wasn't a ransom for humanity's sins, nor was it meant to appease a wrathful God. It was not to rescue humanity from fallen rulers. Instead, it reveals God's love and mercy, affirming the survival of mortals beyond death. While terms like sacrifice may not fully capture it, Savior is fitting, as he illuminated the path to salvation. Title: Enduring Lessons of Love and Sacrifice. Script: The cross symbolizes the shepherd's devotion, establishing a familial bond between God and humanity. It demonstrates a salvation rooted in love, not condemnation. Jesus' love was transformative, offering forgiveness and redemption. Ultimately, the cross calls us to selfless service and embodies the triumph of love over hatred, truth over evil, a message that resonates throughout the universe.